Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I actually want to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie premiering in 3 days for me here. I'm very excited to actually watch this. I will be posting my review Thursday night, though it could be out like Friday morning, I guess, technically, because I'm going to be watching it Thursday evening, coming back here to record the podcast and getting a review out for that. And then also doing my own review and breakdown of the movie and whatnot. And so if I can get that out Thursday night, awesome. But if not, then it might be pushed off until Friday morning. Regardless, I will be posting my review for that. And I'm very, very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. The one movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I've actually been the most excited about in a while. Like, there hasn't really been a lot since Avengers Endgame, and I remember after Avengers Endgame thinking that was sort of it for Marvel, for me personally anyways. I just thought that, I don't know what they're going to do next. There might be a place for Marvel that isn't the most exciting, but we'll see what comes next. They're going to have to build up to something else here, and I think that with Deadpool and Wolverine, there's an opportunity to actually do that. I think that's what a lot of, fans are really looking for right now, is like, is this going to be the movie that reignites the passion for all Marvel fans, right? And I think that there's a really good chance. I think because Marvel's going to be at Comic-Con, I believe it's this Friday. It's Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday, actually, after The Walking Dead. I hope that some of the announcements that they do make and some of the, the new direction here for Marvel is just going to make it way more exciting. Personally, for me, I would love another Wolverine movie. I think that would be amazing. And also, obviously, some crossovers and all that. But they are building up to Secret Wars, so I don't know if they're going to save Hugh Jackman for that. I'm not entirely sure what they have planned for the future, but I will be doing a lot of Marvel videos because I haven't really talked about Marvel. Like, here and there I'll talk about, a trailer or a movie. I'll do a review on this, but I really haven't focused on it a lot because, again, my excitement needs to be there. I know that, Marvel is really big out there and, covering it would probably be a really good idea, but like, if my excitement's not there for it, I'm not going to be able to cover it all the time. Like, I wouldn't like what I was doing. So we'll see. There's a lot of pressure on Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, this movie could be really amazing where I come out of it and I'm like, wow, I really can't wait to see what's next. Are they going to do this and that? And then Marvel could announce a bunch of stuff at Comic-Con on Friday, right? So I thought before we actually get into this weekend and what's going to be happening with Deadpool and Wolverine and all that, I figured that I would actually break down the trailer and talk about, I guess, that, right? The trailer and all of the excitement building to this movie here. All the social media accounts, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've been updating their like profile pics and all of that. And it's all to promote Deadpool. It's all stuff related to like Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm really interested in seeing how the movie is going to handle the fact that it is Deadpool 3. Like, yes, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, but it technically is Deadpool 3, and you can kind of see it already in the trailer because you do see the fact that he's with his family and friends, and actually at one point in the trailer, he does say, like, these 9 people right here, this is my whole entire world right here. So Deadpool needs Wolverine to stop, I guess, somebody, I'm assuming Cassandra Nova, but he needs Wolverine's help, and so something will happen in the very beginning of this movie that will start all of that. So I do think that's the premise in general right there, is you focus on Deadpool and why he needs Wolverine's help, and then you just sort of go from there. Speaking of Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is back, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him back. Fighting Sabretooth is going to be really incredible. I've heard of a lot of cameos, I've heard of a lot of rumors. I'm not going to get into it here because I don't really want to spoil the movie in case that ends up being true, but there's going to be so much fun stuff in here, and I feel like the focus on the TVA, it just makes a lot of sense in terms of all the multiverse stuff, a lot of the variants of these characters that you can actually see, because we do see a lot of variants of certain characters in this movie. We actually see Lady Deadpool, which, yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Actually, X-23 shows up in here, and I really, like, that's a character that I was hoping that we would see. Like, a couple of years ago, I was like, it'd be really cool if you can bring back Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine, you have X-23 come back, and you do some sort of other story. What I love is the whole story about the actress lying about coming back, and that she had this inspiration from Andrew Garfield to lie about coming back. And I really don't have an issue with that. To me, it always felt weird whenever an actor couldn't lie about a role. Like, obviously, you want to keep it a surprise, and I don't think it's a bad thing to have to lie about it. Like, eventually everyone's going to know that you're lying. Like, either they're going to ask you, are you in this movie? And you'll just say no. And it's like, well, you said no before and you were in this movie. But again, I think that's where you want to be. I think denying it or not talking about it or just like saying nothing was just way more obvious. So I do prefer cast members just like lying about it, because I really don't see the issue with that, because it just makes it more of a surprise when you watch the movie, right? Like, we don't have to know everything before before going into the movie. Like Spider-Man, is Spider-Man actually going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine? Because Deadpool does know who Spider-Man is, right? Like we saw that in the trailer, he was doing like the Spider-Man hands or whatever. So he knows of a Spider-Man, but which Spider-Man? Is it Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man? Is it Andrew Garfield, or is it Tom Holland? I'm going to assume just because Deadpool was a part of Fox that he knows of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I think that makes the most sense because I know Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine were supposed to be in a scene together. I think it was actually for one of the Spider-Man movies. I think Hugh Jackman was supposed to be in that movie, but a bunch of stuff happened that messed up that cameo. So I think it makes sense that it would be that version of Spider-Man. But then again, this Wolverine right here, is this the same one from X-Men 1 and 2? Because what they seem to be doing is that there's like a lot of different timelines. And so it's not going to be like, 2 or 3 separate timelines. There's going to be variants of those timelines. And I think that's how they make a lot of the characters, appear here. So they'll choose the best qualities or the best, storylines from these characters and sort of have them involved in the story. I think this is a way to sort of correct the storyline, literally correct everything that Marvel has sort of done wrong over the last like 20 years and just give us all the best of everything Marvel, which I think is why everyone is so excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. Cassandra Nova is going to be the big villain here, it seems like, for this movie, and a lot of the setting here for this movie seems to take place in the Void. There's actually some stuff where it looks like they're in the woods, where maybe that's where, the ending of Logan happens, and we could see other variants of Wolverine here. I think that would be really amazing. But we do see a lot of shots where it looks like they are in the Void, which the Void is basically a place where whenever you get pruned, you just sort of end up in this spot where all the people that are pruned, or I guess objects or certain things, just end up appearing here. And so I know in a shot you do see Asgard, and so in some timeline Asgard was pruned and then I guess ended up here in the Void. We actually do see Toad as well, which is really cool. I think this is Ray Park playing him. It's hard to tell. I hope so, though. That'd be really amazing. If you guys know, definitely let me know. This shot right here of Cassandra Nova, I guess sort of tormenting Wolverine, is really incredible here. You can tell that he's probably reliving like all of his worst memories. He's seeing everything that happened to the X-Men and all that. We actually hear some mentions of Storm, Beast, and I believe Scott he mentions first, actually. And so I wonder if we'll get some cameos of those 3 characters specifically appearing here in this movie. I think that'd be really incredible. I mean, we have a shot like this here where we see Hugh Jackman, or Wolverine, I guess, he looks like he's completely defeated, and I wonder if this is, that vision that he's having here, the vision that Cassandra Nova is making him see, and in this world, or maybe it's a memory, everyone's gone, everyone's dead. But I'm just so excited. I really cannot wait for this movie. I think that, if they do certain things right, if they have it set up where there is going to be like this more main timeline, going forward, where Wolverine is now part of the MCU. Like technically Deadpool is a part of the MCU. I mean, technically he's a part of like all timelines, but I mean a part of the main MCU timeline. I think they can do really amazing things there. Like honestly, I feel like this movie can really set up a lot of future movies here, and I think it's like the perfect movie to really establish what Marvel is going to be like going forward. And I'm just really interested in that. And I feel like, and this is just my opinion, but I think that they should do way more movies. I'm not the biggest fan of all the Disney Plus TV shows. I feel like it's taking away from the quality of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like obviously some of the shows are great, but the movies, to me, there's just something about going to see a Marvel movie in the theater that just makes it way more exciting with the post-credit scenes and everything like that. Like it's a really fun experience. And I think just having it appear on Disney Plus, it's just not the same. And so I hope that whatever they do announce, most of it is just movies, because they used to do like 2 or 3 movies a year, right? I feel like a lot of that has really calmed down in the last couple of years because they've just done a lot of TV shows on Disney Plus. So we'll see what they announce at Comic-Con. I'm really hoping for something related to Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man specifically, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It'd be really cool to see him get another movie just on his own. But again, they might wait until Avengers Secret Wars, because I believe part 1 is coming out in like 3 years from now. So I could see them waiting until then, and then they just have Wolverine appear in that. But we'll have to wait and see. So post all your thoughts down below. I will be working on a Walking Dead video next, and so stay tuned for that. There's been no new interviews that have come out for that specifically. There has been some stuff, regarding Marvel and all that I could do a video on, depending on how, I guess, this video does in general. There's a lot of stuff with Kevin Feige, actually, where he's been talking about the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and future projects with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. And so, yeah, I want to talk about that. So, like I was saying, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Marvel content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.